everybody. Thank you for joining me today on my little channel. Today I'm using a Peartree Cutfile, and it's called You Had Me At Woof, and it's available in their shop. I will do a link for that. It's not affiliated, it's just where I found this particular cut file. Now what am I doing? Okay, so I've cut the cut file out using my Cricut, and it's still on the Cricut mat. But what I've done is I've put a new piece of 12 by 12. It's not the, no, it is the white one. That was the white one. Sorry, I did 2 pages on this one day. I was trying to remember. Okay, so that was just the bright white. I just get that from Amazon, non-textured, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm doing here is essentially creating colour in the background, but I wanted it to match the lettering. And so I'm just using my little brushes. I got those from Amazon as well. They actually turn up really, really quick. I've never used the brushes before. I've always just used the ink blending tool from the Ranger one with the foam pads, and I wanted to give these brushes a try to see if I could get things to blend a little bit better, or have the transition a little smoother, and they definitely made it easier, definitely. I wanted it to have sort of darker patches and lighter patches, and then what I decided to do after that was just do some splattering with it, just to try and give it sort of layers. Sometimes I use coloured papers, sometimes I just like to create from literally a blank canvas, just blank, and just go from there. So the colours that I've used are Distress inks. I've just got them in little 1x1 cubes because 1, storage, 2, I wanted the entire set because I like having all the colours in between. I don't like buying part of a set or part of a range. I like to have the whole lot. It's just my OCD, honestly. It's a little funny. Anyway, but I digress. Okay, so Distress inks. I'm using milled lavender. Sorry, it's first thing in the morning. Weathered wood, iced spruce, and tattered rose. They're the colours I've used, and I use the same colours on the lettering a little bit later. This is why I've sped this up 4 times, because I wanted to leave this process in, because I wanted you to see how dappled it was. Like, it's not, the reason I've got it over the top of the cutout is, you can see through it a little bit. The cardstock it's not transparent by any means, but you can, if you look really hard, you can see through it, so that I can actually see where I really want the colour to be sort of more targeted. That's just my little squirty bottle. I keep that in it's just a cheap bottle from a cheap $2 shop, and it's really good because you keep your water in it, and then you can just put a little bit in your jar, and you don't need to run off and get water and all the rest of it. Tattered rose, I love the colour, but damn, it's light. Honestly, it is so light, which is good, but from splattering point of view, yeah, probably not the one you go to for that. But so I'm just doing the splatters. We've all done those before. That's super easy. And by doing that with the Distress inks on top of the Distress inks, it just keeps building it up, because you can just keep, if for anyone that hasn't used Distress inks at all, you can just keep building them up, and they're water soluble, so it works really well. Now that's a juicy one. I think that one was, so I'm trying to, with limited success, I'm trying to just keep the coloured spots on top of the colour that it was. But see, so it's created a background now for me without even, and it dries in seconds, honestly. It didn't take very long. I didn't even need to pull out my heat tool or anything for it. So then I go ahead and now I've still got this, so I've pulled the cut file off, which is the piece you would normally take off and then you would back it. Well, I'm not doing that today. What I've decided to do is the whole cut file as cut file, and I'm creating colours on the cut file and I'm raising them up on some foam. Where have I gone? What am I doing? I have no idea. Maybe, I don't know. So I'm just adding the same colours that I used on the background. I'm adding to these. Now, originally I was going to put this on straight, and then I realised, you know what? Let's make it a little bit quirky and make it crooked on purpose. So that worked a treat. Now, I'm just gluing the white part of the cutout that has no colour on it. I'm just gluing that down. Now, this is, I'm using art glitter glue. As everyone said it before, it is not, it doesn't have glitter in it. It comes with a really, really fine tip on it, and which you can buy replacements for. I now can get it readily. I actually get it from Scrapbooking here in Australia, and it's really reasonably priced, and it gets delivered pretty quick, to be honest. So what I'm doing now is, normally when you see cut files, people back them with coloured papers and whatnot. Now, I had some inspiration the other day and I saw someone use it without backing it, and I thought, why don't I do that? That looks really good. So today, that's what I decided to do. So the black bit that you can see just down on the bottom of the screen, that's just craft foam that I get. It's sticky backed craft foam. It comes in 4x6 sizes, and I get it from Spotlight here in Australia in the kids section, kids craft section, and it is about $6 for, I think it's about 50 sheets. And I just cut it into strips and use it like that. It's way cheaper. Do I wish it came in just white? Probably. But it doesn't really matter. It's in the back. You don't really see it. Oh, now I knew I would do this. I'm so sorry. So the way my camera is actually set up, it's right up above me, and I've got a TV that it feeds to, so I can see roughly what I'm doing. As far as what the camera's picking up, I can see that. But what it has done, it's left me this wide space right in front of me that I can easily work right in front of me with. And I do it all the time now. I've noticed that I'm doing things off camera. I apologise. I'm going to try and get better at that, and I really do apologise. But look, I'm only putting sticky foam on the back of letters. I probably could have skipped over this. I think I do actually. Ah, look at that. Perfectly timed. So I started putting the letters on and then realised I think I want a bit more texture in the background. Don't want to introduce another colour. So what I did is I cannot tell you where I got this journaling, maybe Case Craft, possibly. And also, I don't have a giant stamping block. The one I have there in my hand is the biggest one I have, and I make it work. You don't have to spend, okay, I'm not going to say you don't have to spend, I'm not. I'm not going to say you have to spend don't spend a fortune on craft supplies. I've got a lot of craft supplies, and yes, I get sucked into buying all the really cool stuff. But anyway, as I was saying, so I've just added a little bit of interest in the background with the lettering. It's the same colour, so I'm just sticking with those 4 ink pads. That's the colours of the whole deal. The reason I chose those pads, because you look at them and go, why would you put tattered rose, milled lavender, and ice spruce? Like where did that colour palette come from? Well, I'm going to tell you where it came from. When I use the high tea collection from Uniquely Creative. And I bought the high tea collection, and it's beautiful. It's got the most beautiful florals. Now, something that I'm really into at the moment is fussy cutting and florals. Those two things, I'm not going to use the O word. I despise that. I'm not. I'm pleasantly happy. I'm pleasantly happy with what I'm doing with the florals at the moment. And the photos that I've got to scrap at the moment that I want to scrap, yeah, that was confusing. Did you enjoy that? I was like, which one goes where? So, yeah, I'm really enjoying the florals, and I've found a few different packs and collections that I really do like. I love them. Okay, so now I think I'm nearly done. It's quite boring watching someone put it all back together. Oh, hang on. The puppy paw. It's so cute. Okay, so a little bit about me. I think we're at the point where maybe you would like to know a little bit about who I am, where I'm from, where did I pop up from. Okay, so my name's Karren, and I have been scrapbooking on and off for the past 20 years, and I have recently, especially over COVID, I have rekindled my love of scrapbooking for 2 reasons. 1, mental health. 2, it brings me joy. It really does. Not to sound cheesy and corny, but it really does. It takes away my stress. I absolutely love it. I'm happy when I'm doing it. I love creating different things, different layouts. I like crafting, but I also like to craft in such a way that I'm keeping it. I also love to tell the story of my photos. I have about 75, 80, no, it's more than that now. It's about 90,000 photos on my computer, and that's fantastic. But they're just flat photos on a screen. I like to bring them to life. I have discovered with my Cricut, I just love cut files. I love playing with different mediums, whether it's paint, whether it's stenciling, whether it's inks, whether it's splattering, whether it's the airbrush techniques. There's just so many different things. A gel plates. I'm not great with the gel plates, but I tell you what, it's fun. When I want to get messy, it's fun. Although I have only recently, I've just got all my distress inks. So I bit the bullet. I procrastinated backwards and forwards, different brands, different colours, different, like I just went down a rabbit hole. I was down there for a fairly long time, and I've got to tell you, I love them. They are so good. And when I swatched them all, I tell you what, that made me very happy. Very, very happy. It was so good. So what I'm introducing to the page right here is a little bit of chaos to start off with, because normally when I do a video for you guys, I work all this out first to minimize editing. That's what I've worked out. If you have a better way of doing it, please tell me. So what I figured out is, if I work out the whole page, work out all the bits and pieces that I want to use, basically take a snapshot of the page and then rebuild it for you guys, that works really well. That is not what I did here today. So all of these are not glued down. That took me, I cut that bit of the process out. You could see where I was going with it, but it just wasn't working. So I had to stop the video and just work it out so that you guys didn't go insane watching me put things in and pull things out, put things in, pull things out. So you can see where the tattered rose really goes really well with the actual roses in this pack, as well as the what is it, Ice Spruce and Weathered Wood inks. They all go really well. Why did I add in the milled lavender? To be honest with you, I'm so sorry if you can hear that school bell. Why did I add it in there? I wanted to brighten it up. That's the only reason. I didn't want it to look flat. And by adding that fourth colour, it just makes it all pop. And I love it. Absolutely love it. Now, I did use these inks while the letters were still on the Cricut cutting mat. All I did is I did that. Once I pulled them all off, grabbed a wet wipe, and just wiped it, and the ink just came straight off. Not a problem whatsoever. Still sticky, no issue. So that made me happy too, because they were stuck down. And I've actually seen, I wonder if you guys, has anyone got one? They're these new mats. I saw a video the other day, a Simon Hurley video, and he was showing this mat, and it was like it had adhesive on it. So you could sort of stick your card down and do your stamping, do all that sort of jazz. Has anyone got one? Because I'd be really interested to know the longevity of the mat. It'd be, yeah, something I wouldn't mind tinkering with. So, what else can I tell you? That's almost all. Okay, so I'm just using that stamp block just to hold it down while the glue sets up. Art glitter glue, generally, man, it grabs really quick. So, it's not really a problem, but I just like to sit that on top. What else? So, once I stick these down, and then I just do the journaling. Now, I did the journaling in Creative Memories silver metallic pen. Geez, I love their pens. They're so good. Their metallic ones just are amazing. And I've got the ones from like 20 years ago, and they're still a dream to write with. So I did a little bit of journaling, and that's about all I can tell you about this. So it's a Peartree Cutfile, and that's about it, I think. So if you like my little video, you like my little space that I'm creating over here, please like and subscribe, or at least subscribe, and that would seriously help me out. And I'm really glad that you stopped by, if there's anything extra that I have used or haven't mentioned it. I did use the cut apart sheet as well from the high tea collection, and I was considering, here is where I was considering, we all have this, right? I was thinking about introducing the black pen and then went, whoop, no, wrong, don't. Just don't do it, Karen, don't. So you can see my brain literally stopping me at that point. So when you see me reach forward like that, oh, here we go. This is my Uniquely Creative clear sparkle pen. And I didn't want glitter, like, I just wanted a little bit of shine. Just tiny little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. And yeah, so that's my page. If you follow me over on Instagram, I'm trying to get the balance right between promoting my videos and not annoying people, but I'm trying to get people to come over and check out my page. And if you have just one friend that you would send over to check out my page, maybe like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. And to all my subscribers, thank you so, so much. You are so important to me, and I really, really do sincerely appreciate you dropping by and watching my videos. This week I plan on putting up at least a couple more videos, so please stick around and I will show you a little bit more of my scrapping style. So yeah, forgot to glue that bit down. Whoops. There we go. Awesome. And I am going to do some close-ups. It's the other video I forgot to do close-ups. So there we go. See, it's not, the way it's cut out, I'll take some photos and pop them on my Instagram, and you'll see that it's wobbly. It's not actually cut out straight. Thanks for watching.